Welcome. I'm Anne Ahokangas. This meditation is about taking your life to the next level. If it's to be, it's up to me. What does this mean? It means that to take my life to the next level, I must accept that I am in this sacred, precious moment and celebrate that this moment is pure, whole, and perfect, and that every moment leading to this moment has been just perfect. Even if I didn't like everything that has happened, it is perfect. Once I have accepted this moment as perfect, I need to accept responsibility, meaning the ability to respond creatively to the current moment. So find a comfortable position, either sitting or lying down. Get really comfortable. With your eyes open, take a long, slow, deep breath in. Hold it for a moment. And exhale with a sigh. Allow your eyes to gently close and take another slow, deep breath in. And allow it to gently release. Feel yourself settle in while you continue to watch your breath. Gentle, easy, effortless. In every single moment, in your waking state, you have a choice to choose to criticize and be negative, or to lean into miraculous. That may be challenging at times. It may even be uncomfortable, but every moment is a choice. Every moment leading up to this moment has been perfect. You may not have liked what has happened in the past, and yet you are who you are, perfect in every way, because of what has happened. Each of those events have been building blocks, creating a foundation that has led you to this now moment. This now moment holds the power, holds the sacred, for it's in this moment of choice you have the power. I invite you to use your imagination now and step out of the past and into the now moment, knowing that this is your time. You may feel you'll lose yourself, your identity, by releasing the past, and yet the past is gone, and yet also interwoven into the consciousness of who you are right now. I invite you to take the time now. Release all the past and become present to this now moment, to the freedom of this now moment. Follow your breath and ask yourself this question: who am I? Who am I? Who am I? Don't force the answers. Simply allow them to float to you. This is the perfect time to start your conversation, your fresh, new conversation with the universe. If the answers that flow to you are based in the past, take a long, slow, deep breath. As Lao Tzu said, "When I let go of who I am, I become who I might be." And this is that moment, the sacred, precious moment, the now. Place your hand on your heart right now and allow the universe to be part of your breathing. Feel your chest rise and fall as you are one with the universe in this gentle breathing, as the universe flows unconditional love to your heart, as you release the definitions of who you are from the past, as you release any excuses, any criticisms, any feeling bad, and allow the universe to transform through its loving presence. Take a long, slow, deep breath in and release all that stuff, all that past, and release with the mantra, I lean in to my good. I lean in to my good. Now whisper it. I lean in to my good. I lean in to my good. And now repeat it silently to yourself. Feel your heart fill. Feel your heart awaken to this now moment. Feel it fill with love and everything good. Feel a lightness of being as you step out of the past and into the light and the love of the present moment. Here, in this present moment, you are not stuck. You are not limited. You are in the field of pure potentiality. In this place of possibility, you birth the new you. New thoughts, new ideas, new actions. Let's take it a little deeper by using this mantra. I am open. I am open. I am open. And feel as the past gently disappears and the light of the new begins to dawn. And now back to the mantra. I am open. I am open. And allow the repetition of this mantra to be gentle and easy. I am open. And if your mind wanders, and it will, just gently bring back your attention to your breath and to the mantra, I am open. And as you gently repeat this mantra in your mind, know that it may change. It may get louder. It may get quieter. When you notice this, just simply bring your attention back to your mantra. I am open. I am open. Continue now to silently repeat your mantra. I'll watch the time, and when I ring the chime, just gently bring your attention back to the room, keeping your eyes closed. So let's begin. I am open. I am open. And just sit for a moment and allow the stillness to settle in. And now take a long, slow, deep breath in. And gently let that go. Let's do that one more time. Long, slow, deep breath in. And gently let it go. So let's take a moment now to anchor this meditation by chanting the hymn of the universe, Om. Just one time. So take a deep breath in. Om. And when it feels comfortable, slowly open your eyes and gently put your hand on your heart and say the word Namaste. I bless and see the divine in me. And as you move through your day, through your week, if you find yourself going back to defining yourself by your past, just take a deep breath in and remind yourself, I am open. I am open. So from this wonderful place of oneness, have a wonderful week, and so it is.
standing in the shadows and I can't see the light. When I'm waiting at the crossroads, I can't tell wrong from right. I think about your stories, I think about your life. I remember what you told me, and I know I gotta try. That's the thing about everyday heroes. Everyday heroes help us discover that we all can be somebody's everyday hero. Everyday hero. You are an everyday hero to me. Everybody has a worry and it stands in our way. But if we're gonna stop dreaming, what a steep price to pay. We can take a look around us, anywhere we go. Somebody's gonna remind us, and it's someone we know. I'm talking about everyday heroes. Everyday heroes help us discover that we all can be somebody's everyday hero. Everyday hero. You are an everyday hero to me. I hear what you're saying, I know what you mean. Heaven knows it ain't easy, but just listen to me. Everyday heroes, everyday heroes help us discover that we all can be somebody's everyday hero. Everyday hero. You are an everyday hero to me. You are an everyday hero to me.
As time has unfolded me, it has revealed to me life's nothing less than sublime. With every thought I make, every last breath I take, may I be gracious and kind. Love, I invite you to open up this heart of mine. Love, cover me, light any darkness. Love, cover me, right every wrong. Cause me to see love over hatred. Guide me to be faithful and strong. Love, cover me. Love, cover me. Kindness wash over me, make me a symphony. Play every note you can find. Make me reverberate, gently deactivate, slowly flow out of my mind. Find me a melody, dance and let my anthem be. Love, cover me, light any darkness. Love, cover me, right every wrong. Cause me to see love over hatred. Guide me to be faithful and strong. Love cover me. 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 I will not be shaken. I will not be moved. Love cover me. May my heart awaken. Tenderness be proved. Love cover me. Love cover me. Love, 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 love. Love, 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 love. Love, I invite you to open up this heart of mine. Love, cover me. Light any darkness. Love, cover me. Right every wrong. Cause me to see love over hatred. Guide me to be faithful and strong. Love cover me. Love cover me. Love cover me. Love cover me. Love, 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 love. Love, 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 love.
Welcome to Unity Online. I'm so delighted that you're here with me today, and I am Reverend Ann Ahokangas. This is Emilio Zares, our music director and our singer extraordinaire. I hope you enjoy what we have to offer today. So let's begin with our first song, A Million Dreams. And it is such a fabulous song. You're probably hearing it on the radio these days. Emilio does it so beautifully. I hope you enjoy it and sing along.
I close my eyes and I can see a world that's waiting up for me, that I call my own. Through the dark, through the door, through when no one's been before, but it feels like home. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say I've lost my mind. I don't care if they call me crazy. We can live in a world that we design. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams, it's all it's gonna take. Oh, a million dreams for the world we're gonna make. There's a house we can build, every room inside is filled with things from far away. Special things I compile, each one there to make you smile on a rainy day. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say we've lost our minds. See, I don't care if they call us crazy. Run away to a world that we design. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams, it's all it's gonna take. Oh, a million dreams for the world we're gonna make. However big, however small, let me be part of it all. Share your dreams with me. We may be right, we may be wrong, but I wanna bring you along to the world I see, to the world I close my eyes to see. We close our eyes to see. Every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams, it's all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make. For the world we're gonna make.
Join with me in consciousness for this opening intention. And close your eyes if that's comfortable. Take a deep breath and let it out with a sigh. Oh. Knowing that there is only one divine essence. It permeates all things seen and unseen. And it is being my life right here, right now. And I know that I am the author, the creator, the architect of my life. And Spirit, the divine, says yes and brings it to me in the most amazing ways. So today, I embrace this adventure called life. I embrace my ability to dream and to imagine. I embrace my connection, for I am one with the all. And I know that all is well. I am so grateful. I let go and I let it be so. Please join with me in affirming, and so it is. And of course, somewhere over the rainbow and wonderful world, this has got to be one of my favorite songs. So I'm looking forward to it. Please sing along.
that you dreamed And the dreams that you dreamed of, dreams really do come true. Ooh, someday I'll wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops, high above the chimney top. That's where you'll find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow. Bluebirds fly, and the dreams that you dare to, oh why can't I? Well, I see trees of green and red roses too. I'll watch them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Well, I see skies of blue and I see clouds of white, the bright blessed day. I like the dark and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry and I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than we'll know, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Oh, someday I wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops, high above the chimney top. That's where you'll find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow, way up high. And the dream that you dare to, why, oh why can't I?
That's so much fun, isn't it? Oh. The absolute word for today is my story. I'm inspired by my divine nature to create and live a full and abundant life. I'm the author of my story. No matter what happens, I choose the meaning I give to events in my life. I see myself through divine perception as the spiritual victor and overcomer, and not as a victim of life circumstance. Inspired by my divinity, I discover deeper understanding and new gifts in myself as I move through challenges. No part of my story limits the adventure of this day. There are no mistakes or wounds of the past that keep me from living fully now. I forgive myself and others the errors that occur when we fall short of being our best selves. We are all doing the best that we can in this moment. And I am free to love, to laugh, and to fully live the abundant life I am divinely inspired to create. And so it is. This year, our theme is Look Up. And 2021 is looking pretty good so far. We are moving through this time with a spiritual perspective on things, looking ahead, knowing that what we create in our minds starts to happen in our life. So I hope that you're embracing this time and using the wonderful faculty of imagination as you move forward. So May, our focus is on the Holy Holy. And how do we focus on the Holy Holy? Well, we're going to look at that every week this month. Today, it's this adventure called life. And I'd like to start with, if I can have a full screen here, Randy, I'd like to start with our book of the month is actually by Pam Grout. If you have read it, great. If you haven't, I highly encourage it. It's called E Squared, and it's basically 9 do-it-yourself energy experiments that prove your thoughts create your reality. And so in this adventure called life, we have this 5-week class that starts on May the 15th. It's a Saturday mornings for about an hour and a half to 2 hours. You need to have the book to follow along. And basically what we are proving to ourselves and to each other is that there is an invisible energy force or field of infinite possibilities that we each live in, and that you impact the field and draw from it according to your beliefs and expectations, and that your connection to the field provides accurate and unlimited guidance. And finally, the universe is limitless, abundant, and accommodating. I think it's going to be a really fun time. I hope that you join up with us. If you would contact our administrator, Brenda, at admin@unityspiritualcenter.com to register for this class. It's going to be a fun time. So, here we go. This adventure called life. You are the present becoming the future. You are the present becoming the future. And I know it seems sort of simple on the surface, but the thing is that who you are being and thinking and believing today is creating your tomorrow. So you literally are the present becoming the future. This adventure called life continues with this quote from Ernest Holmes' Living Without Fear. There is an inner urge in our minds to grow, to expand, to break down the barriers of previous limitations, and to ever widen our experience. This persistent urge is a divine influence, an irresistible force, and constitutes the greatest impulse in human experience. And basically what Ernest Holmes is saying here is that we quite literally have this divine impulse. We get this dissatisfaction in life because we're stagnant, because we're staying still, and there is a part of us that naturally is looking to expand, to experience more, to be more. And so that's what I'd like to explore today. So I'm going to look at where's the risk if you were to expand your experience. The idea of saying yes and that the universe says yes. And again, remembering our oneness. So are you ready? So where is the risk? If you truly believe that you live in a benevolent, loving universe that is constantly supporting you and constantly saying yes to you, then where is the risk? There's actually no risk other than to be open to some new possibilities. And that can seem a little scary until you start to experiment with it, until you start to see that the other things that may occur that you haven't allowed in are even more amazing, more fun, more joy-filled, and maybe even more peaceful than what you were experiencing before when you weren't allowing it to happen. In the midst of plenty, humanity lives in want because of fear. To overcome fear is the greatest adventure in the mind of man. This is from the Science of Mind book, page 404, chapter 4. And, it's interesting. Would you agree with that? That in the midst of all this abundance in the world, that people still are feeling unfulfilled and living in this state of want, and that they're really quite fearful. Are you experiencing fear in some area of your life? Because, it's as simple as a choice. It's not easy always, but it's to recognize that it is as simple as a choice. You're invited to look at where you are, allowing this one life to show up. And here's a great picture. I don't know if you know about this celebration in India, but I don't remember what it's called now, where people are throwing this powdered paint around and they're covered in powdered paint and it's a huge mess, and I'm sure it's a huge mess to clean up afterwards, but it's that childlike ability to just be free and to just experience and not worry about what anybody else is thinking or how crazy or silly you might look, but to just do it and just to express. So where are you taking holy risks to evolve? And what do I mean by that? A holy risk, which almost is an oxymoron, because there are no risks in spirit, but where are you willing to expand your belief and experience of spirit as you and your life so that it can come in and show up in a grander way? How often are you taking chances or opportunities to let your spiritual magnificence be your experience? I know that as children, many of us were taught to not be too proud, to not boast about yourself, to not sound like you're better than or that you have an inflated ego. And I think in a way we were done a disservice. Maybe more than in a way. Maybe completely we were done a disservice. Because the thing is that each of us is magnificent. Each of us, when we started out, up until about the age of 4, we were just happy and joy-filled if our life was fairly secure and safe and we were living in a loving environment. And it wasn't until we reached about the age of 4 where we started to realize that maybe our exuberance was causing someone else discomfort, or that our freedom and our sense of freedom and all of that was something to be worried about rather than to express it. And I'm inviting you to start to allow that childlike excitement and curiosity and openness and even the being in the present moment of a child to be your experience for the next little while, and see how it works for you. Can you imagine a world in which each and every person lives in alignment with his or her highest spiritual principle? I know that I see it around me with people who are deliberately creating their lives. And I know that you're one of them, or you're working on being one of them. And I salute you for that, because the thing is that you are a light in this world. And that light shines to give everyone else permission to also be free to be themselves. So I salute you. How do we emphasize unity with God and connection with each other? So how do you think you might do that? I'm going to ask Emilio this question and see what he comes up with as an answer and see what you think about that answer. And maybe it'll have an answer bubble up for you. So Emilio, if I were to say, how do you emphasize your unity with God? How would you say that you do?
Well, I guess through prayer, through meditation.
Okay.
through being quiet and just it's just like I talk to God within me, knowing that I am one with God. So there is no separation, and that is, and then I just am wherever I am.
Okay. So what does it do for you? Do you feel more peaceful, or are you more relaxed, or what? How would you define that experience?
Of being one with God, and there's no separation, and there's no, just perfect self-expression, I think it is. That's how I feel like I'm just being honest and truthful with how I feel and who I am at that moment.
So what I'm hearing you say is that you feel a sense of safety to do that. You don't feel uncomfortable to do that. And
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did that take a while to get to that place?
Oh, it's an ongoing process. Okay. I mean, things change all the time, and certainly my consciousness has its ups and downs.
Don't we all?
Yeah. With everything that's going on, to remember the truth, remember that this too shall pass, and that this is also happening for me, even though it doesn't sometimes seem like it
or look like it.
Look like it.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
There's a higher outcome. I think it's, there's the hope. My hope is my looking up, and that's that's how I emphasize.
So could I safely say then that your hope comes from the knowing that there's a positive answer at the end of it?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. And that keeps me optimistic. It relaxes me, even though sometimes I see the news and I worry or I cry.
Yes.
Because of the struggles that everyone is going through. Mm-hmm. And so so that's why it's prayer, and then knowing that it's all happening for a better result, or better experience, maybe a higher. It's helping us evolve to a higher consciousness.
Okay. So what do you think about that? Do you go through your day when something is a challenge and remember that Spirit is really truly at the helm, but does not interject in your life unless you open to it and allow it and ask it? I mean, really, there is the grace of God, and it is always there. And even in spite of I'll call it our forgetting, that it is there supporting anyways. But the thing is, it's so much more powerful when you make a deliberate decision to say, I know something good is going on here. It doesn't look like it quite yet, but it may. Now, there was an interesting conversation I had this week, and we happen to be going through a global pandemic, so there are all kinds of different types of conversations that never went on a couple of years ago. And one of them was that this gentleman said to me, there's been talk about not allowing certain people into events if they didn't have their vaccination, and that he was still struggling with the concept of whether he would get a vaccination or not, and wasn't necessarily convinced, and was feeling really quite badly at the idea that this would be like a new form of almost discrimination, that if you had a vaccination you could go, if you didn't you couldn't go. And I remember sitting afterwards and thinking about that. Now, we did talk about it quite extensively as well, so I'll share a little bit about what came out of that. And that was that the third principle, spiritual principle that we at Unity espouse is that there is this law of mind action, and that your words have power, your beliefs have power. And even in Jesus's words, it's done unto you as you believe. And so to embrace everyone and whatever decision they make, we must first look at that. So if this individual believes that it's not safe to have the vaccine, then in some way their life is going to show up as not safe. Whereas if an individual truly believes that this is the highest and best thing to do for themselves, to have this vaccine, for instance, that then that is the ultimate consequence of that. And that how can we as a community move together in this oneness, but also honoring how each of us is using the divine for good in our own lives. And who am I to judge? Who are we to judge? Whatever it is that is going on within each individual. So I invite you, and I know that that was just one example, but I invite you to think about when there are differences of opinion, whatever they may be, no matter how strongly you might feel in one particular direction, that becomes your reality. And you create that reality. And if you veer from that, you suffer what you believe are the consequences of that. Whereas someone else is experiencing exactly the same thing, but with a whole different choice. So I invite you to be gentle and open as people make up their own minds in their own life about how they choose to move forward. Because that's really, truly honoring the oneness, honoring the connection, honoring that we each individually get to choose the life we want to experience. Does that make sense? We're called to a higher state of consciousness and action, individually and collectively. And sometimes that action is honoring someone else's action, even if it doesn't agree with your own. Every day our actions exist on the cutting edge of evolution, the frontier where the mind is caught between caution and curiosity. And so think about this. How about with that childlike way of being that you have chosen to do over the next little while, if you have chosen to do that, that you become curious about what it is that's actually going on in any situation, especially if it's pushing your buttons. The word adventure has come to be associated with the idea of risk. However, its root is actually advenir, which means to arrive. So adventure means that there is a promise of arriving somewhere even better than where you were before. And God is our adventure. And you may be sensitive about the word God, and that's okay. What would you rather call it? Life? The divine spirit? Creator? Nothing? Whatever you choose to call it, know that this journey involves an expanded awareness that in life there is actually no risk, no failure, and no uncertainty if you start to prove to yourself how it responds to you automatically and all of the time based on how you are being and who you are being. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Who you are speaks so loudly, I can't hear what you're saying. And so think about, who are you being? Are you looking at life, at God as an adventure? Or are you looking at it as something once in a while to just kind of tap into? Whatever it is, that's okay. But those are also the results that you get. You'll get a once in a while, or you'll get an all the time reaction to life. With an awareness of oneness, faith, and your active participation, the spiritual adventure unfolds. Because you have this divine urge built into you, and it's always calling for something greater to be your reality, to be your life, to be your experience. It doesn't go backwards. I promise you that. The thing is that it may seem like it, and in that seeming like it's going backwards, sometimes it's just that there are habits, people, situations that need to fall away to make room for the next evolution of what is your highest and best life. And to look at the negative, to look at the icky, sticky, to look at the challenges, and to just say to yourself, there is something good going on here. And like Emilio said, to hold a hope, and that hope comes from knowing that you live in a benevolent universe. You live in a universe that says yes to you and that is always looking to bring you your highest and best. So where's the risk then? There's actually no risk. There is only one thing happening here, and that is spirit, life, the Creator, God. Intelligence coming into form. Then you are wholly holy, because it comes into form through you. It doesn't happen outside of you. All of your life comes into expression and how you respond to it based on how you are choosing to respond and what your underlying thoughts and beliefs are. So what's there to fear? It's a good question, isn't it? And yet, doesn't even the question bring up a little bit of fear? There must be some fear here somewhere. And yet, ultimately, there isn't, except perhaps the fear of change. And isn't it funny how we'd sometimes much rather stay in the situation that we know than to move beyond it to something that we don't know, even if there's a promise that it'll be better. The universe responds to you all the time, how you think and feel, because you are creating your experience of life. No one else is doing that for you or to you. You are. Do you hold back from new experiences because you fear failure? Think about something new that you've maybe pondered over the last little while and then decided, maybe it's a little too much of a learning curve, or maybe I'll fail at it, or whatever excuse you've come up with. The thing is that every time there's a new experience that brings itself up to you and into your reality, into your face, is an opportunity for you to express yourself in a bigger, grander way. So why not choose to say yes to it instead? What's the worst that can happen? You can change your mind. The biggest risk, if there is one at all, is not opening to infinite possibilities. Think about some of the wonderful things that have happened to you in your life when you have just stepped out of your comfort zone. You wouldn't be living the life you're living today if you hadn't taken that initial risk. And so in a way, it is risky to hold yourself back because there might be something wonderful just around the corner. But because you're holding back, it won't show up. Spirit is who you are, and often presenting as surprises. It reveals itself incognito often. It whispers to you. It can be found everywhere, even in the most unexpected places. So I invite you this week, look for the unexpected. Expect the unexpected. Set the intention every morning to say, how is Spirit going to show up today in an unexpected way? Or how is life going to show up today in a delightful and unexpected way? Finding God, that's the adventure. Because really, Creator, Spirit, the infinite field is everywhere all the time. And it's right where you are because it is who you are. So saying yes. This is a participatory universe that depends for its very existence on human beings. That's Deepak Chopra and Meena Kafatus. It does depend on each and every one of us, because otherwise life wouldn't exist. It would just be a theory. We get to be the hands and feet of life by living our lives and living them as big and as grand as you dare to do. So are you saying yes to every holy opportunity Adventure isn't exclusive to the adrenaline rush of ziplining or deep sea diving or an African wild safari, although it can be that too. It can be in simple things like trying something new to eat, or calling someone that you don't normally call because they usually call you. Or maybe you can think of simple things that you might do. Maybe it's that you shower in the morning. So what about if you showered at night instead? Or what if you always wore a certain kind of socks? What if you bought a new type of socks just to live a different experience? I know I'm sounding almost too simple, but the thing is that as you start to experiment with doing things differently, whatever it might be, that you start to experience life in a different way. And maybe all it will do is affirm that the way you were living was really great, that your favorite coffee mug still is your favorite coffee mug, even if you tried to drink coffee out of something else for a couple of days. That's okay. The thing is that it's creating a little bit of juice, as they would say, some joie de vivre in your life when you start to experiment this way. The inner adventure, finding God within yourself and others and nature and human events, begins in the silent communion. And Emilio spoke to that a bit, and that was to take some time in silence. And usually it's not silence. There's always sounds around. There's even voices in our head. So I like to use the term stillness. To sit still, allow the thoughts that are in your head to be like flocks of birds that are just kind of flying by. Just let them go and be in stillness for a while. Because the bubbling up of what is yours to do, what is yours to transform, what is yours to experience and to have an adventure for, is right there under the surface and does come up in those still moments. Knowing oneness expands to a smile, a kindness extended, to learning about new people, places, and things. And why is it that happens when you know oneness? Because there's a sense of safety there. There's a sense of hope there. There's a sense of comfort and peace there in knowing that there is only one thing going on here and that you are the author of your life. And it's easy to be kind from that place. It's easy to smile from that place. It's easy to be curious about other people and places and things when you know that everything is being looked after. This adventure begins and ends in consciousness. And every day you have opportunities to find the divine in a new way. And if you haven't heard this concept of consciousness, what does that mean? That means that there is this energy about you that has come from your thoughts and beliefs. And it is what is your consciousness. It's what attracts to you and what you put out in the world. That is your consciousness. And when you tap into the consciousness of life, that you have expanded your consciousness to allow even more in. So again, I'll give a little plug-in for this class because it's a wonderful class, this E Squared, which is a 5-week class. And I call it Engaging an Upbeat Walk Through the Experiments Found in the book E Squared. I really invite you to join me. I think we'll have a really fun time. Starts on May the 15th. It's life-changing. You will find out for yourself the truth about the creativity of how the universe works and how you co-create with it, how you are the author of your life because it is so interactive. And let's end with this idea of our oneness. Arriving at your oneness through conscious participation. And really to recognize that you're one with everything comes from deliberately recognizing that. You know, it may have started with, oh, I was thinking of someone, and all of a sudden the phone rang and there they were. Or you were thinking about something and the song came on the radio that was talking exactly about that which you were thinking. That may be how your awareness of oneness begins. I really do invite you to be open to this idea of oneness in a more expansive, grander way. Long before the Vedic sages proclaimed, I am the universe, and the Fillmores, who were the co-founders of Unity, wrote the spiritual principles. The universe has been creatively and intelligently evolving. It did not start at any point, because if it's infinite, it really has no beginning, it has no end. And the things that we discover today have been in existence ever since the universe began, whenever that was, and will continue to be whether you choose to pay attention to them or not. The process is now one of your alignment, receptivity, and participation. Are you ready to participate in a real way in life? To prove that you are one with life, to prove that life responds to you really beautifully and lovingly and supportively. The physical universe, which includes you and I, is the one infinite reality, and it's ever evolving into greater expression. And I want you to hear that part, into a greater expression. It never goes backwards. You cannot lose anything. You are always getting something bigger and better for your life. Even if it seems as though there is a loss happening, there is some gift in there. There is some evolution, some greater expression in that seeming loss. Within this awareness, you can engage, experience, step up and out, because you are a sacred, divine expression. You are sacred. You are divine. You are beautiful. You are magnificent. And you are unique and perfect because you are unique. And the world needs you to be who you are, because you fulfill the expression of life by being who you are. Are you ready to do that? Are you ready to stand in the truth of who you are? No matter what anybody says or thinks, it doesn't matter. What matters is what you say and think. There is only one reality, not two. There is no inner and outer, no me and you, no mind or matter. The mind has stopped conceiving of reality and now starts living it. Deepak Chopra. And I know in our human experience it seems as though there is the inner and the outer, the you and the me, and our thinking and the expression of our thinking. But there's really truly only oneness. So your call to action this week: investigate ways you hold yourself back from life. How are you holding yourself back from life? What are you hesitant about? What have you stopped growing in? What area have you just kind of become stagnant? And as you start to investigate it, that's all you have to do. I'm not asking you to change anything, just investigate it. Because as you do, ideas and confidence come up to try new things. Uncover your fears. Are you afraid of failure? Afraid to appear ridiculous or foolish to others? Like these people in this image where they're covered in paint powder, for instance. Are you ready to be as foolish as you want to be and say, who cares what somebody thinks? I'm having a good time. I want to laugh. I want to feel free. Reorient yourself with your divine heritage. Become aware of your desires, and when you find yourself constricting, spend some time in that silence, in that stillness, and listen. Ask the question, what's the worst that could happen? I know when I first met my husband, Reverend Randy, we were not on a spiritual path at this point together. He had always been on a spiritual path, but I was not on a deliberate one. And he would notice that I was playing scary what if about a certain situation, and he would say to me, okay, let's walk through this. Okay, so what's the worst that can happen? And I'd come up with something, and he'd say, well, if that happened, then what? And I'd come up with something else. And then if that happened, then what? And we would go on sometimes for 30 minutes. It got quite ridiculous, actually. And I recognized that I was the only one holding myself back. And that even the worst things that I could imagine happening were not that bad, actually. And that I was holding myself back from the freedom. So how are you holding yourself back? This is the adventure of the day. Step out and up to your spiritual magnificence. Because you are a creator of your life. You are the author of your life. What are you creating? So merge with the divine that is within you. Allow the revelation of the divine to show up as new ideas. And choose to be enthusiastic in your participation. Why not? When we do this work in community, we magnify the effects. So let's begin now. So I invite you as part of this community. Let's join in this class too, if you feel so inclined, and if you're available at that time. Or let's do it together and then send me an email and let me know how you busting out of the way that you've been doing things has changed your life. I want to hear about it. So here's an affirmation. With unshakable confidence, I participate fully and freely in the adventure of life. Why don't we say that together? With unshakable confidence, I participate fully and freely in the adventure of life. Here's some questions to think about as you move through the week. Do I see myself as a victim of circumstance or as a co-creator? How does life wish to express through me? What divine urge is happening with you? And what holds me back and what calls to me? So where is the risk? If you live in a supportive, loving universe, where is the risk? And are you saying yes because it's saying yes to you? And as you remember our oneness, life begins to be transformed in such amazing ways. Not only do we create a world that is better for ourselves, but we give everyone else permission to try it out too. So I invite you to begin today. And let's anchor this with a song. There is Only Love by Karen Drucker.
In this moment, in this place, I remember who I am, letting fear and worry fall away from me. I open my eyes and see there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. When I lose myself, when it seems I've lost my way, I would go inside and quiet my mind, and I'd hear spirits say, there is only love, there is only love, love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only there is only love.
Join with me in this prosperity affirmation. From the love of pure spirit in me, I bless all that I give. It goes forth to heal and bless and prosper. It is evidence of my faith in the good in my life. It does great work in the world, and it returns to me multiplied abundantly. I am prosperous. And another great song by Dedry Francois, Start Living.
Are you scared and alone in the dark? A passenger in your life, claimed nothing as your own. Are you lonely? Close the door to the world, seen it all unfold, and time has passed you by. Don't be afraid. Trust the voice in your heart. My gift to you is peace and happiness. Just start living, start loving, take the chance, see what life's about. Just start living, the time is now. Just start living. You are here to live right now. Are you unwell? Do you wear all life's scars? Forgotten how to smile and lost in in your sorrows? Has your heart been broken? Think love's just a word, forgiving everyone, but can't forgive yourself. Don't be afraid. Love's not far away. My gift to you is love and tenderness. Just start living, start loving, take the chance, see what life's about. Just start living. The time is now. Just start living. You are here to live right now. My gift to you is peace. My gift to you is love. My gift to you is life. Just start living. Start loving. Take the chance. See what life's about. Just start living. The time is now. Just start living. Life is here, so live right now.
Beautiful. And our closing prayer, and a reminder that there are just times where it's really difficult to get out of our own way. And so prayer is one of the ways to focus on that which each of us desires. But know that in collective prayer, which means having one or two others join with you in prayer, is even more powerful, because there is always someone in the group that believes for you when you cannot for yourself. So if you're feeling this way, reach out to us for prayer. You can find on our menu bar on our website, unityspiritualcenter.com, prayer and access to many forms of prayer. But join with me now in consciousness, and I'd invite you to close your eyes, and I will speak these words for you, and if they resonate, allow them to be the words of your own heart. But go from the whirling thoughts in your mind and to the stillness at your heart center. The infinite mind of God, which is my mind, fills my consciousness with all I need to live a full and happy life. I follow the guidance. I am peaceful. I release all fear. I am living love. And so it is. And let's end with a beautiful song. One of my favorites, and I know there's a few of you out there who love this too. Holy, Holy Way by Ricky Byers Beckwith.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me learn from all the ways I fall. Let me learn from all the ways I fall. Oh, let me know that love can heal us all. Let me know that love can heal us all. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me know that love is all around. Let me know that love is all around. Oh, let me share the good that overflows. Let me share the good that overflows. Oh, let my stance rebuild the path of peace. Let my stance rebuild the path of peace. Oh, let me talk each day a little kinder. Let me talk each day a little kinder. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Let me live in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Thank you so much. So if you value what you're receiving here, whether it's through this message on a Sunday or whether you're watching it on YouTube after the fact or you're listening to it as a podcast, whether it's through the meditations that we have available or whatever you're engaged in with us at Unity, I invite you to make a donation. To click on the donation button on our website, unityspiritualcenter.com, or as an e-transfer to admin@unityspiritualcenter.com. Make a donation. Help support us. Bring this work to a greater and greater number of people. If you would do that, I would be so grateful. I'd be grateful to you for that and grateful to our community as well, because this is information that deserves to get out there. Our job is to build this empowering, positive idea of life, of personal responsibility, of self-empowerment, of self-love, and to take this to wherever, whoever, and however it is desired. So I thank you so much. Your giving matters more now than ever. We'll see you next week. And goodbye from Emilio and I. See you again.